I'm glad I found that little ground screw on this particular bracket, because the old bracket didn't have it. And that's going to be kind of tricky to get the ground wrapped up in there, isn't it? I'm wondering how I'm supposed to do that. And see, there's some ground wires up in this box. I could pull that down, wrap it around, but there's no wire nut on it, and it's just screwed. It's just kind of twizzled together, so I think I'm going to keep that alone. I'm not even going to touch it. And I think I'm going to put this up. I know the black wire is there, and the white wires are right there. Okay. I'm still wondering on this ground screw. See, maybe I can take the ground screw and flip it backwards on it. I'm just going to kind of look up here and think, okay, how am I going to do that? Wrap the ground screw, the ground wire on there, and then tighten that up from the inside. There's just no way. There's just no way I can do that. So I'm going to undo this ground screw on my bracket. Yeah, funny, I'm talking to you and you're not seeing this, are you? Here, let's get you back down here. You see where the ground screw is? That's going to be up on the inside. Let's just think about this here for a minute. Could I flip this around and do that facing down and have this facing up? I guess I could do that. Why not do that? I can just take this and screw it in here like that. I usually do it with this thing sticking down, but on this particular one I don't know if that's going to happen. See, I can do it like that. See, I can push this up in there that way. Okay, let's try that, see what happens. Decisions. So I can put that up this way, and I think man, these wires are so old and stiff. Might have to take a pair of pliers and try to straighten those out a little bit, push that up. That is pretty stiff. Okay, I'm going to see if I can't find a pair of pliers, or maybe even a hammer handle. Okay, one step at a time. You're doing it. Hey, I always hate working on wires up here. I always have to kind of hold my mouth just right, because even though the power's off, I still don't like messing with wires up in here. I'm just kind of moving that out of the way in order to get my bracket in there. I guess that's going to have to be slid over on that side, and that should work. And then see this I can fit right up in there. It looks like I need to move this white wire over just a hair. You hang on to it. You don't want to put a gouge in that or anything. Okay, like I almost did, but I didn't. Now, I can get that up in there. I'm just going to start it. I'm not going to tighten it yet. Put this in here, fish it up in through like that. Okay? You see there? That's how we're going to do that. And this is on a slide. And I can slide it just a hair one way or another. Your box, if it's a different size, you might see that you can slide it more. And all I'm trying to do is get it centered in this hole. In fact, this whole thing looks like it's off this way, doesn't it? See, there's this much room here, and there's more room over there. I'm not liking that. Because once I put this light fixture up, it might not cover this over here. So, there's only so much room I can go. See, but I can slide it, I can slide this thing over just a hair. That's all I can do. Okay. The box was flexing up, so now it's kind of sucking back down. That's looking good there. Once I put the wire nut on there, that I could see that's going to be kind of tricky to push up in there, huh? But I'll have to do it. And this is going to be all set for the ground wire, so I can wrap that around. In fact, I might just take this screw out so I can wrap it around there more easily. I'll just take this one out for the sake of it. Okay, so far so good. Now I'm going to attach the ground wire to that screw. Okay, so now I'm going to take my ground wire, and see, I've got to hang on to this whole thing, make sure it doesn't fall out of my hands, and I want to wrap it. You're not going to be able to see this very well, are you? I want to wrap it so that I'm going around the same direction as when I tighten up that screw. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That's how you remember that. So see, I've got to take this, and I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to wrap it around that way, and in fact I may have to pull it up there a little bit higher. Well, I wish they would have gave me a little bit more room with this ground wire, but they didn't. Okay, I'll see if I really wanted to, I could attach that first to the bracket, let's say, and then put it up in there. Could have done that. Okay, so I've wrapped that around once, all the way around. You see there? That's on there. And now I'm going to take my screwdriver and I'm going to tighten that on there. Okay? I can let go of this, and voila, that ground is on there. Okay, now I've got to look at the wires and make a determination what goes where, remember? And I remember this one over here was the white, this was the black. So I got the white wires together and the black wires together. So white to white, black to black. Got to get my wire nuts. I've got 3 wire nuts, and I'm only going to need 2, huh? Well, that's all I'm going to need with that. And I've got to look at this and maybe bend the tip of that. This is pretty long here, and maybe I should cut that off. And I think I have some cutters, because the wire nut, when you put the wire nut on, you want the wire nut to cover all the way up to your rubber that's still on the rest of your wire. Okay, and lucky for me, if that doesn't happen, I have the black electrical tape that I pulled off, but I'm hoping not to have to use that. Okay, I'm not really set up with electrical tape with me and all that. I'm doing the best I can with what I got.